Hello, and welcome to the 2020 Suffragist City Parade, a social justice march celebrating hope, courage, and change. My name is Lola Diacentis, and I am an interpreter at the National Susan B. Anthony Museum and House. This year, I am so excited to be celebrating the centennial of the 19th Amendment. What I find most inspiring about the suffragists that worked so hard to get this amendment passed is how they never gave up on hope, always had courage, and truly believed that they could make a change. As our country continues to face the reality of present-day inequities, this attitude is what we need. So, I made the following video to remind you of what it is we're still fighting for and encourage you to be a part of the change.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal.
Out of the huts of history's shame I rise. Up from a past rooted in pain I rise. A black ocean leaping and wide, welling and swelling, I bear in the tide. Leaving behind nights of terror and fear, I rise. Into a daybreak miraculously clear, I rise. Bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave. I am the hope and the dream of the slave. And so, naturally, there I go rising.
I'm asking you to hold fast to that faith written into our founding documents, that ideal whispered by slaves and abolitionists, that spirit sung by immigrants and homesteaders and those who marched for justice, that creed reaffirmed by those who planted flags from foreign battlefields to the surface of the moon, a creed at the core of every American whose story is not yet written. Yes, we can.
Welcome to the 2020 Suffrage Parade. Enjoy the broadcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Susan B. Anthony House and Museum 4th Annual Suffragist City Parade.
Woohoo!
So pumped to be here today. I'm Norma Holland.
And I'm Andrea Holland.
And we've joined groups from all over the country, virtually, people who are marching with hope for the future, celebrating the courage from the past, and inspiring the change for justice for all today.
And you know what? They're joining us from all over the country, but we are right here in our proud city of Rochester, New York, also known as Suffragist City. Susan B. Anthony and Frederick Douglass were champions for voting rights and human rights, and they both lived right here in Rochester.
And since those days, a lot has changed, right, Andrea?
Yes, it definitely has, but you know what? There's a lot of work to do and a lot to celebrate. So without further ado, let's get started!
Woo! All right.
Our presenting sponsor for the 2020 Suffragist City Parade is M. Spurrier Financial Services. Mary Spurrier reminds us, non-voters who become voters can make change.
Up next is Team Sarah Cole Truesdale. She was our direct ancestor's sister, our 3-time and 4-time great aunt. This is information from the group itself. The large photo of the September 2019 Cole family reunion includes 4 surviving generations. Wow. That's incredible. Sarah was Susan B. Anthony's next door neighbor when they voted.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. Powerful.
Very powerful.
Yeah.
Don't forget to vote. All right. And up next, the city of West Hollywood. We've been there, Andrea.
Yes, we have.
We have. They've developed a year-long celebration in recognition of the centennial anniversary of the ratification of the 19th Amendment. They are so excited to recognize the milestone and educate the community on the work that still needs to be done.
Lovely ladies.
Yes, amazing. Yep. Right. My voice, my choice.
Awesome.
That's amazing.
That's right, it does.
That's right. Turning advocacy into action. That is
Awesome.
incredible. City of West Hollywood represent.
Woo-hoo!
All right, now we've got Rainbow Seniors Rock. They told us they wanted to join in this celebration of the expansion of the vote to women, knowing that the universal right to vote is the basis for the great experiment of democracy in our nation. LGBTQ seniors have many needs that will take change in public policy. So that's why they are representing Rainbow Seniors Rock.
Yes.
We're Rainbow Seniors, and our vote is our future.
My vote matters.
Your vote matters.
Every vote matters.
Vote!
Vote!
There you go. Love it.
I love that.
Nice and proud. Woohoo!
Bright, colorful, lots of energy. So excited. And also joining in the floats this year, Performances Season of Hope to celebrate women's suffrage in song led by Allison Charney.
Shout, shout, on with your song, cry with the wing, for the dawn is breaking. March, march, sing you along, wide goes our banner and hope is waking. Song with its story, dreams with their glory, lo they call, and glad is their word. Loud and louder it swells, thunder of freedom, the voice of the Lord.
It's a talent we never got.
No, we did not get that.
That's
no,
amazing.
we did not get that.
Wow.
That's amazing. They sound beautiful, don't they? Even
Yes.
though they're apart.
Incredible.
Look at these photos.
So much history and so much to be proud of.
So much. Absolutely. There she is, Susan B.
That's right. Women of every color, every walk, every age.
Life, strife, these two are one, not can ye win, but by faith and daring. On, that we have done, but for the work of today preparing, firm in reliance, laugh in defiance,
The laugh of defiance. I love
hope,
that.
for sure is the end.
We do that a lot.
That's right. As well, every woman should.
Mary is one, shoulder to shoulder and friend to friend.
That was
That was
amazing.
great.
Performances. Season of Hope, the March of the Women. Beautiful.
it.
Thank you so much. And they sound beautiful even though they're distanced.
Yes.
They sound
That's
they just sound
talent.
just as great.
Real
as if they
talent.
were together. Truly. Wish we had that,
We
Andrea.
don't. Sorry.
Oh, up next, the next float is Human Rights Campaign of Western and Central New York to celebrate, they say. They want to celebrate the 19th Amendment passage and support voting rights for all. Let's take a look.
Yes. Awesome. All right.
All right.
So our next float is Emily Sutton. She said she was directed to the parade by Louise Werner and thought this was an excellent opportunity to shed light on influential and powerful women. Let's hear what Emily has to say.
Sorry.
My name is Emily Sutton. I'm 19 years old, and I wanted to spend some time talking about someone who I never learned about in history class, Marsha P. Johnson. Marsha P. Johnson was a black trans rights activist, a drag queen, and a hero to the LGBTQ community. She not only led protests in New York City and her hometown, but she also established the STAR program, the STAR program,
Emily,
in New York City, which helped with homeless transgender youth.
Emily knows her stuff.
Yes, she does. She's teaching us a thing or two.
That's right. I appreciate that. Thank you, Emily. Our next float, the Auburn Suffragists. They're participating to highlight the contributions to women's rights and suffrage made by Auburnians, if I said that right, Auburnians?
Yeah, you did.
Harriet Tubman and Frances Seward.
Hi, I'm Kimberly and this is Chanda. We're with the National Park Service at Harriet Tubman National Historical Park, and we're shedding light on the work Harriet Tubman did in the suffrage movement. Come on out to Auburn and visit us.
Got to get out there, Andrew.
Yes,
I'm Zach, and this is Jeff, and we're educators of the Stewart House Museum.
We're joining the suffragist parade today from our new exhibit, The Vote. Come check it out.
I have to check that out.
Yes,
we need to go over there.
absolutely.
Yeah.
A lot of history there. Next up is Team Samra Brook. Do you know that women make up over half the population, Norma?
We're everywhere.
We're everywhere.
We're everywhere.
That's right. And we deserve to have our voices heard.
Every woman who is blazing a trail today stands on the shoulders of the women who came before them. We thank those women and we march on. We continue to ask the question, why not? Why not ask for equal representation? Why not run for office? Why not make history? Election day is November 3rd, and we'll see you at the polls.
Why not?
Why not?
Absolutely.
I like that. Asking
I love
very
the
good
question.
questions.
Take
Why
up
not?
space.
That's right.
Right?
Taking up space.
Yeah, taking up space, us women. Our next float is by someone who you may recognize. Born and raised in Richmond, Virginia, her mother is a computer programmer, her father a college professor. They are both Taiwanese immigrants. You may know our next float from an actress who's from the show Fresh Off the Boat or Crazy Rich Asians.
Oh, that movie?
That's
Oh,
right.
yes.
Constance Wu.
Hey everybody, Constance Wu here, and I'm so excited to be part of this virtual march celebrating the 19th Amendment centennial. And I just want to say I hope everybody gets out there and votes as a symbol of gratitude and celebration for this amendment. The voices of women are the voices of progress and change, and I feel really honored and excited to be a part of this, and I hope that you guys are out there celebrating and exercising your right to vote and supporting all the women in your lives who support you back.
We are, Constance.
We are.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely great message. And also another great one from our next float, the Rochester Women's Community Chorus, to recognize the 100th anniversary of the passage of the 19th Amendment and the continued fight for equal voting rights.
Walk, sister, walk, walk for all who've made this journey before. Walk, sister, walk, walk for all who follow in the days to come. Walk, sister, walk, know the road is not an easy one, but with you by my side, sister, you by my side, sister, you by my side, sister, I too can walk.
And we have a number of amazing float entries coming up. The first is the Women's Club of Pittsford, thankful for the right to vote, and they are showing it, and they are proud. Also, Team Newburgh-Patterson, they say they are marching in memory of their mother, Dorlin Etalee McCoy Newburgh. She voted in every election until her death in 2018. They say they are proud to carry on her legacy.
All right.
Stone Ridge Veterinarians, 2020 is the 19th Amendment centennial. They say get out there and vote. Also, Shoulders to Stand On, celebrating and to document the suffragists of upstate New York. They are standing proud and being those witnesses. Planned Parenthood, advocate for social justice, wants to honor the women's suffrage movement, also taking part. The Memphis Masked Bells, taking part because we want everyone to vote. They say we are Hispanic, black, and white women, and we all have a vote. I say to that, all right.
Wepa.
Mary Jo Provenzano celebrating 100 years of the 19th Amendment. Also, GROC. GROC is a chapter of the Women's Bar of the state of New York. Mission being to promote the advancement and the status of women in society, representing loud and proud.
That's right.
Covina and Pio Pico Women's Clubs of California want to honor the achievements of women who've made positive differences in our lives, also taking part. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Delaney Dunkerson participating because she says, my voice matters. We agree.
That's right.
We agree, Delaney.
Now up, the Mother Jones Commission, celebrating the legacy of suffrage and the history of women and men who fought for the passage of the 19th Amendment. They say it should be celebrated and continued.
I think they're trying to tell us something, Andrea.
You think so? There's a message here, Norma. Pass it along.
That's right. Awesome. Also, the American Association of University Women.
Yes.
They are in support of the Susan B. Anthony House and celebrating the 19th Amendment as well.
That's right.
The women of the Greater Rochester area branch of the AAUW found a true hero in Mrs. Elizabeth Gannett Perkins. In 1947, when she deeded her beautiful family home to the association, she spoke these words.
I wish that this house may send out in years to come thoughts and actions that are going to count in making this world of ours a far better one than it is today.
The members made Mrs. Perkins' wish their mission. In 1950, they created the Educational Loan Fund. This was to give young women loans and grants for higher education. In 1990, we created the Women Helping Girls program, affording city girls mentoring and a pathway to college. Both these programs continue today. AAUW is involved in all community events involving women's issues, and the Perkins Mansion continues to be a place where women and many women's organizations gather regularly.
As we celebrate the passage of the 19th Amendment, AAUW urges all to get out the vote on November 3rd and stay safe while you're doing it.
Hey.
All right, ladies.
I like that. That's right. Stay safe while you're doing it.
Stay safe, but make sure you do it.
But do it.
Do it.
All right.
Do it. Our next float, the Zonta Club of Rochester, because Susan B. Anthony inspires their members, they say.
Looking good in yellow.
That's right. On the move. Proud, powerful message there.
All through the year.
Yeah, look at that.
Hanging out with Mrs. Claus.
That's right. Powerful friends.
Look at that. Awesome job, Zonta Club.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And hey, up next we have an organization I've worked with over the years.
Yes.
Very excited to say, Out Alliance. The Out Alliance, through education, advocacy, and celebrations in collaboration with community groups, works to empower members of the Greater Rochester LGBTQ communities at all stages of their lives to be free and to fully participate.
The Out Alliance is proud to celebrate 200 years of women's suffrage by honoring the New York suffragists. May we continue the work for equality and justice for all women begun by Susan B. Anthony.
The National Organization for Women is up next. We know them as NOW. The National Organization for Women has been working for over 50 years to elect more women to office. Let's take a look.
Yeah.
For NOW's 54 years, we have been working to elect more women into office. With the will of our foremothers, remembering our past, we honor 100 years of women who've demanded and achieved the right to vote. The will is in women's power.
All right. Love that. Up next, we have Elect Women for a Change. I kind of like the message,
I like
right?
that.
Elect Women for a Change. Congress remains disproportionately white and male. This group says, let's elect more women and people of color.
Nothing wrong with that?
Nothing wrong with that.
That's right. Notorious RBG.
Also, the Rochester Now group. Rochester Now has participated in earlier parades, and they want to be a part, they say, of social justice, celebrating hope, courage, and change. Rochester represent. Equal pay.
That's right.
I deserve the whole dollar.
I want all of it, and then some.
And some change. And some change. The whole dollar and some change.
I'll take it. And we can do it.
We can do it. We can do it. Awesome. Beautiful.
Yes.
Thank you. The group Equality, they say that they've been learning about U.S. elections, voter rights, and the 19th Amendment, and they say they want to participate to show their solidarity.
All right.
Voting here today. Make my voice heard loud and clear. Equality wins.
I am writing you a little note to say thank you, Susan B. Anthony, for making it fair so women can vote. Now we have hope. Susan B. Anthony, you made it possible for women to vote. Now all people should vote Susan B. Anthony. Susan B. Anthony, she stands for our equality. She stands for our rights nobly. So we show her we care on this day.
Say it, girls.
That's so wonderful. I love it.
Yes.
Starting young. Start them young.
Right. That's
Start
right.
them young. Also, the next group up is a float from Jane Guthrie. She says, I am passionate about celebrating the centennial so women will realize how hard and how long our forebears worked to win the vote for us and to encourage women to use their vote this year and every year. And the YWCA of Rochester and Monroe County, we believe in women's rights, and they are showing it loud and proud.
Wow, 137 years.
A lot of history.
It is.
Yep.
There's a lot of work being done.
I like
Love
that.
that.
That's amazing. We are are, YWCA. Thank
Bravo.
you so much.
Thank you.
That's amazing. Up next, a group I've come to know over the years for their work to end trafficking here in Rochester and so many other ways. They've worked so hard to protect women and young girls. Angels of Mercy, Inc. Let's take a look. They make beautiful dresses for girls in other countries to prevent them from becoming victims of trafficking.
I see. That's amazing.
But they give women their dignity.
That's
back.
such important work.
Dress a Girl Around the World, their great program.
Look at that.
Yep. The Angels of Mercy 5K. Mary Jo Culligan, their executive director. She's a wonderful lady.
That's awesome. Look at that.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Right
Thank
here
you.
right near downtown Rochester.
That's awesome.
That's where they are, yeah.
You know what, Norma? Every parade needs a band.
I agree.
That's right. Every march needs a good band.
I love a parade, Andrea. I love a parade.
And that's why the Suffragist City Band is our next float.
All right, bring it. Look at that.
That is amazing.
How many people can you fit on a screen?
There are 5 states represented on this band.
I was going to say, how many people can you fit on a screen? 5 states worth?
Oh my goodness. A lot of talent from all across the way. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Suffragist City Band.
I love this.
That's amazing.
Oh my goodness. Look at all those
It has that
musicians.
parade music, right?
It
that
does.
feel.
It does.
It gets you excited.
Yes.
And again, vote.
They got a message.
Powerful message. No less powerful than our next parade float. Vintage baseball at Genesee Country Village and Museum and at Anthony Square Park and many other places. You may spot the women's vintage baseball players.
Who says girls can't play baseball?
That's right.
Nobody
Throw like
here.
a girl, y'all. So from powerful players to powerful businesswomen, we have our next float, Louise Werner, one of the first women to be inducted into the Rochester Business Hall of Fame and founder of Home Care of Rochester. All right, Louise.
Hi, I'm Louise Werner. The suffragists gave us full voice by enabling participation in our constitutional republic. I wonder how many of us today would make such personal sacrifice for the greater good. I hope there are many. To me, the vote is most important. When you're not a progressive, the only way you have confidence in expressing your opinion is with your vote.
She is right about that. This parade would not be possible without the help of sponsors.
Our presenting sponsor for the 2020 Suffragist City Parade is M. Spurrier Financial Services. Mary Spurrier reminds us, non-voters who become voters can make change.
We'd like to thank right now Avangrid. They are the parent company of RG&E. Their foundation is supporting the Anthony Museum in 2020 with a very generous grant. So thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, absolutely.
Hola, mi mujeres. Hello to all the beautiful women. My name is Annette Ramos, and I am the Executive Director of the Rochester Latino Theater Company. I am honored and thrilled to be here today to celebrate in the Susie B. Anthony Virtual Parade, celebrating the 100th anniversary of the 19th Amendment. Growing up in a Latina household, Mommy taught us girls how important it was to be of service to our community. As far back as I can remember, I was either making posters for a protest or registering voters to vote. Yes, Mommy taught me well, and I intend to teach my daughter well. She couldn't wait to register to vote. And that's how important it is, because every vote counts. And I want to also acknowledge all the Latino women all over the world who are also fighting for rights to vote and to be empowered. It is critical for the Latina voice to be included in this celebration, and I am honored and thrilled to be part of this movement. As Rochester moves forward in a positive way, we want every voice to be counted and every woman to know she empowers others. Thank you so much, and again, happy anniversary to the Susie B. Anthony Museum and the 19th Amendment. Let's keep rocking it forward. Women empowered, women moving women forward. Thank you.
Our next float is the 55th anniversary U of R School of Nursing team.
We love nurses.
That's right. Powerful work there. They're celebrating the 19th Amendment anniversary in the World Health Organization Year of the Nurse and Midwife. I like that. Intrepid.
Ooh.
Bold ladies.
I like that. And up next we have Marla Salmon. She says, it's ironic that on the 100th anniversary, the right to vote is now imperiled, particularly for those who are most vulnerable. She says, I can't celebrate a right that was hard won while sitting back and watching others attempt to destroy it for others.
Hello, I'm Marla Salmon. I'm a nurse, and I've been a nurse for almost 50 years. I'm glad to have a chance to talk to you. I want to talk to you about your health, and I don't want to talk to you about all the things that you probably expect. It's not a conversation about nutrition, exercise, making sure you go to the doctor or a nurse practitioner when you need to, following the advice, but it is about that partnership that we have. All of us who are healthcare providers and all of you who are concerned about your health, we can work together, but it's not enough. It's very important that we include partners who can make sure that all of the effort that you make is going to succeed. We need to have government that works with us in partnership, and this is a critical year. This is a year where your vote matters greatly. So I encourage you to vote. It's extremely important to vote. But please vote for someone who is willing to work with us to help make you successful, to help us be successful in ensuring that you live in healthy communities, that your family has a chance at health, and that you do as well. Please vote. Please encourage others to vote. And please stay well, be healthy. Thank you very much.
That's a great message.
Very powerful.
Yeah.
Very powerful.
People don't
and
tend to
needed.
think of your health and your vote, but it
No,
matters.
absolutely.
Yep. Very tied together. Also, we want to, up next, we have the Nursing Friends of the Anthony Museum. The Nursing Friends of the National Susan B. Anthony Museum and House was created to make connections between nursing and Susan B. Anthony's and Rochester's history. We love nurses. Nurses
yes.
do God's work.
Yes, they do.
We want these links to be visible and real in our own lives and work. Thank you so much, Nursing Friends.
We are the Nursing Friends of the Susan B. Anthony House and Museum.
I am Clara Barton, the founder of the American Red Cross.
taking care of my sick brother told me how I like to take care of people. And I've been a model for women because when I had a teaching job and then they hired a male at twice the salary, I quit the job. Women deserve as much as men.
Lillian Wald. Grew up in Rochester, buried in Mount Hope Cemetery, a member of Henry Street Settlement, and an early leader in both public health nursing and social work.
Sophia French Palmer, the founding editor of the American Journal of Nursing, and Eva Allerton, superintendent of the Rochester Homeopathic Hospitals, were two of the driving forces behind the passage of the 1903 New York State Nurse Practice Act.
Ida Jane Anderson, a graduate of Rochester Homeopathic Hospital here in Rochester, New York, was issued New York State license RN number 1, 1904.
Loretta Ford increased the access to nurse practitioner programs from the University of Colorado and brought that program for pediatric nurse practitioners to the University of Rochester.
Harriet Kitzman, a registered nurse at Strong Memorial Hospital, created a program that enables there to be global benefits for mothers of high-risk infants.
Jackie Campbell identified when women are at greatest risk of being killed by their abusers.
Nurses change the world.
Exercise your right. Vote.
Up next, we have Women Build a Flower City Habitat. Andrew, what happens when you give a woman a hammer?
She builds great things.
That's right. And they say they want to celebrate Susan B. Anthony's legacy with others in our community. And here they are.
Welcome to the 2020 Women Build House. This house is completely funded and built by women in partnership with Flower City Habitat for Humanity.
Go ladies.
That's right. You know there's more than one bathroom in that house. Look at that. Give a woman a power tool.
That's
She
right.
can change the world.
That's right.
Love it. Hey, up next we have a woman who is no stranger to the scene in Rochester, Kitty Van Bortle. She is a great supporter of the Anthony Museum and has been a presenting sponsor for the annual birthday celebration for 13 years. Here's Kitty.
Susan B. Anthony is my hero. There's no one that I try to emulate more than Susan B. Anthony in the way that she lived her life, in her unrelentless desire to reach her goal of getting women the right to vote. And I really do feel as it's a story that needs to be told.
Okay, up next we have Emily Lohner. Some people express themselves through words or play or dance. Others bring it through music.
Daughters of freedom, arise in your might, march to the watchwords, justice and right.
I love it. That's how we should have sounded when we played piano. Well, we didn't. Some amazing female business owners, Martha Matilda Harper and Jane Plitt. Jane Plitt has written several books for us to learn about Martha Matilda Harper. She was an amazing businesswoman who offered franchises to help other women find a way to financial independence.
Awesome.
Hi everybody, I'm Jane Plitt and I'm Martha Matilda Harper's biographer. And we're sorry that this COVID is keeping us from participating person to person in the wonderful march to celebrate what is an extraordinary achievement. 100 years of women finally getting the vote. But we know that that's not enough and that we have to go on and empower women in all elements of our society. Martha Matilda Harper knew that, and so did Susan B. Anthony. Susan B. Anthony reminded us that every woman needed her own pocketbook, and Martha Matilda Harper, a poor servant woman, went on to create modern retail franchising from Rochester so that all poor women could have the opportunity to change their lives.
Up next, the Delta Sigma Theta Sorority, Inc. In March of 1913, the founders performed their first public act. They participated in the Women's Suffrage March in Washington, D.C. Delta Sigma Theta Sorority was incorporated in 1930, and they are taking part in this year's Suffragist City Parade.
On March 3, 1913, the 22 founders of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated created history. Despite the fact that the Women's Suffrage March was only for white women, the founders of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated birthed their own movement of advocacy and social justice, and they marked their place in history as the only African American organization to participate in the suffrage march. Today, we carry on that same drive for freedom, equity, and equality.
We will not bow down to injustice. We will not bow down to exploitation. I'm gonna stand. I'm gonna stand.
Now this is time for free your mind and your soul.
Our next float is from none other than Our Lady of Mercy School for Young Women. Established in Rochester in 1928, Our Lady of Mercy is dedicated to educating young women who will become the leaders of tomorrow. They're an all-girls school located right here in Susan B. Anthony's hometown, and they are marching to show equality for all. All right.
Hello, my name is Pam Baker, and I'm president of Our Lady of Mercy School for Young Women. This month, Mercy is proud to celebrate the centennial of the 19th Amendment. As an all-girls school in the same city where Susan B. Anthony and Frederick Douglass fought for voting rights, we believe it is our responsibility to carry on their legacy.
Hello, I am Dr. Cheryl Ann Diodato, class of 93 and Dean of the Middle School. As a Mercy community, we are so honored to be able to be a part of the Suffragist City Parade. Our Mercy spirit and core values represent our past local reformers of social justice. Mercy is so proud of the accomplishments of the many women who have paved the way for the legacy of hope, courage, and change in our local and global communities. Mercy will continue to honor them by educating and empowering future leaders in 2020 and beyond.
Our next float comes to us from the RIT College of Liberal Arts Women and Gender Studies program. This is an academic program that works at educating people to recognize and eliminate oppressive structures. They say they firmly believe in the rights to vote and express one's voice through civic representation. RIT Tigers. Right. Agitate, educate. Love it. Failure's impossible. That's awesome. That's great. Thank you, RIT. Thank you, RIT.
Speaking of RIT, more from our friends in the orange and black. Women in engineering at RIT participating in our parade this year to show their goal and mission to expand the representation of women engineers and prepare women for leadership roles. Bravo, ladies.
The Kate Gleason College of Engineering, KGCOE, is the only engineering college in the nation named in honor of a woman. Kate Gleason's legacy and inspiration, together with the college's strong commitment to foster gender equality in the engineering field, have inspired enrichment programs that support women both academically and socially through Women in Engineering at RIT, or for short, We at RIT. We at RIT serves 3 different audiences: current students, prospective students, and K-12 students. To meet the needs of these groups, we host several types of events throughout the year to teach, inspire, but most importantly, to build community.
That's awesome. Yes, we
That's
need
awesome.
more women in those fields. Thank you, ladies. So from the engineers now to the sailors. Yep, we're going on a boat. Our next parade float is the Trade Winds Women Sailors. Women are great sailors who have multiple professional backgrounds, and thanks to Miss Anthony, they say that they have the right to own a boat in the first place and sail it anywhere they want with many other talented women.
Now is the time for all of us to remember all those women and men who came before us, who worked tirelessly so that we could have the privilege, the right, and the honor of voting. We need at this time to take up that duty and be sure that we vote in all of our local, state, and federal elections.
We'd like to thank Susan B. Anthony and her crew for their tireless effort to secure the vote for women.
I'd like to encourage my former students and all young people to celebrate their right to vote by casting a ballot in the election this fall. Your voice is more important than ever.
We are proud members of Sailing Team Trade Winds and recognize the valiant efforts of our foremothers, the suffragists, who stood strong, proud, and steadfastly against the tyranny of those who would deny our rights.
Equal rights are human rights for all. Susan B. Anthony gave us a vision. Failure is impossible, she said.
We are her vision, and we vote.
That's right.
I love that.
As the daughter of first-generation immigrants in this country, I'm thankful to the women, the courageous women who came before me 100 years ago, who made it possible for me to achieve my dreams as a scientist.
What I want to know is when Deb's inviting us onto her boat.
That's right.
That's what I want to know. When
Got any floaties?
When are we getting ya?
I need floaties.
That is amazing. Hey, from sailors to sisters.
Woohoo.
Yeah, Scottsville Sisters. They say, we represent the original suffragist spirit from the turn of the 20th century, returning with our fists raised
That's
to
right.
remind everyone that having won the power to vote, we have to use it to promote social justice and positive change in the world we live in.
That's right.
All right, sisters.
All right. Woo. Makes you want to do a little dance here. Like it.
Is that typewriters? Great music.
Sounds like, yeah.
From the past to now.
The signs are the best. They have great signs.
Great costumes?
Yes, they do. All right.
Look at these sisters
Jamming.
from times of yore have come back with a lot of
This.
techno. They know they like their techno.
Unafraid and bold.
Look at that.
Now you pissed off Chris.
Look at that. That's
Love
amazing.
it.
It's like the
If
past.
you didn't know by now you know.
All right, Scottsville Sisters.
Impressive.
Loving that. All right, Brenda Gantz says, I'm an ardent supporter of women's rights and I'm thrilled to celebrate this extremely important milestone. She says, I marched in the Rose Parade with Pasadena Celebrates 2020 float and will be also hosting an online event next month to honor women's rights. Amazing. So
Awesome.
from then till now, Brenda, thank you. Up next, we have a woman who knows the value of the vote, Abby Langenheim, who was the first woman to vote as an 18-year-old here in Monroe County when that right was given to young voters.
That's right.
She knows the power and the value of the vote.
Greetings from Tulsa, Oklahoma. My name is Abby Langenheim, and I am a 1971 graduate from Mercy High School. That year, as I was about to enter college, Congress passed the 26th Amendment to lower the voting age from age 21 to 18. In an effort to stay informed, I joined the League of Women Voters and was the first person in the 18 to 21 age category to register in the Monroe County chapter after the amendment was ratified. Ever since that date, I have steadfastly made it a point to participate in all elections. Congratulations to Mercy for participating in the suffragette parade, and I hope that the United States has an upturn in voter registration this fall. Thank you.
Powerful message,
Wow.
powerful woman.
Yeah.
Wow,
She's
incredible.
not taking it for granted at all.
No, she's not at all.
And the League of Women Voters, the league was born out of the women's suffrage movement. They say we carry on the work and honor the history that occurred right here in Rochester. Ain't I a woman?
That's right. We've seen so much great creativity during this parade. So many great videos. No different now from Art Force 5 at Alfred University. This is an amazing group. They have been a great presence at every suffragist city parade. The Art Force 5 inspires creativity over conflict through nonviolence workshop. They are an amazing group, and here's what they have to say.
On April 23rd, draft history was made with a very different cast of characters.
So Cincinnati, Gina, I'll pass it to you. With the first pick, Cincinnati honors Doris Day.
Houston honors Selena. San Francisco honors Dolores Herta.
That is so
Force
cool.
5, a student organization from Alfred University, channeled the 2020 NFL Draft to honor 32 iconic American women. The result, the first annual Women's Empowerment Draft.
That's awesome.
Oh, bravo.
They sprayed her. She sprayed her stuff out.
I got my shirt.
The online draft was held to commemorate
That's
the
right.
100th anniversary of the ratification of the 19th Amendment, granting women the right to vote.
Get out.
Oh my
It's
God,
crazy
Art
to think
Force
that
5, I want a
this is the
t-shirt.
centennial of the 19th Amendment. What does that mean to you?
Just to see 100 years of progress, just to see where we've been, just to see how far we've come, and excited to see how much farther things can go. We are who we are. There's no limits on anything that
is
a
so
female can
cool.
accomplish.
This is just a little setup tour for the Women's Empowerment Draft.
Art Force 5 enlisted college students from around the country, representing the 32 NFL home cities.
Arizona honors Sandra Day O'Connor.
Las Vegas honors Sarah Winnicka. The Carolinas honor Nina Simone.
That is so cool.
I was invited to represent one of the two Los Angeles franchises.
Inez Milholen.
There you go.
Hi guys, with the 20th pick in the 2020 Women's Empowerment Draft, Los Angeles, they select Inez Milholland, who was a way before her time leader in the women's suffrage movement. She led a parade of 8,000 women down Pennsylvania Avenue on a white horse, wearing a cape and a crown. She believed in women. She fought for women, and that's how we remember her today. She got stuff done.
Okay, Inez. Ah, she's doing the robot.
Look at this.
I love it.
Art Force 5. They're incredible.
I think it's amazing to honor women in a way that parallels to something we all know, like sports, right? It's in everyone's lives.
Looking at the women who are making breakthroughs in the NFL, all of these women have been proving people wrong.
For any young women watching, I hope that they feel a sense of pride in being a woman, and I also hope that they feel inspired to fight for the causes that they believe in.
I think we're their wildest dreams. I don't think they could even imagine where we are today. And I think they would be proud of the progress that we've made, but I think they wouldn't want us to stop where we are. The possibilities are endless, and we have so much more to do.
Art Force 5.
Andrea,
awesome.
what do you think? First of all, we're Team Susan.
That's
but
right.
What do you think Susan would think about us sitting on her front porch? I mean, think about it, right? If she were to look into the future,
I'd say she'd say we have pretty powerful voices and a right to be here just like anybody else.
you think she'd come out and have a sip of a little sip of something with us?
Water only, Susan.
Yeah,
Just
water only, of
It's
course.
just water, we
yes,
promise.
yes. Totally. Yeah. So pumped. So pumped.
Yes. From the creativity of Art Force 5 to one very powerful voice here in Rochester, Assemblymember Harry Bronson wants to join with others in celebrating the anniversary of women's right to vote and march for social justice and change.
All right, Harry.
Organize, agitate, educate must be our war cry. Those words from Susan B. Anthony ring just as true in 2020. Today, while we may be physically apart, we march together as one, proud to continue the legacy of Rochester suffragists, united in the fight for equality and justice for all, and ready to cast our votes this November.
Thank you, Harry. We go now to our next float, the Women and the Vote, New York State. They say they're modern-day suffragists helping others learn about our state's influential suffrage history and encouraging others to work for equality in our country today.
Change sometimes doesn't happen in someone's lifetime, and that you have to work really hard, but it will change. And you have to believe that if you're working on something that's long-term.
That's right. It doesn't happen overnight. Love that. Susan didn't do it alone, right?
No, she didn't.
We need all voices to be heard. One thing about upstate New York, we got a lot of great history here, and we certainly see that as well from our next float, Genesee Country Village and Museum, supporting local history and women's history, as well as Susan B. Anthony House.
Love that place.
Yes.
So amazing. Such a gem.
It is.
Remember going there as a kid for the first time?
So fun.
Amelia Bloomer. Awesome. We love it.
Thank you to them. Change makers. We're not short of them on this list, but our next parade float is from the Rochester Museum and Science Center Change Makers.
Woohoo!
That's right. The women of our region, of Rochester and our region, have had a tremendous impact, and we all have an opportunity to learn about many of them, past and present, when the Change Makers exhibit opens this fall at the Rochester Museum and Science Center.
Super pumped about this. Personally, can I just say how pumped I am about this exhibit, and you need to go see it. I am proud to say that I was selected as a change maker. I'm so excited.
I'm your sister and I didn't know that.
I didn't tell you. I didn't tell you, sister.
Women's Guide, we have to celebrate every single win. That's a big
why
win.
this means so much to me, because we didn't get here alone. These change makers and all the women who are being honored, we didn't get here alone. It's because of women who came before us.
That's right.
So super pumped about the change makers exhibit. I love the Rochester Museum and Science Center. Make sure you check it out, definitely.
Oh, yeah. We'll be there.
I'm sure you will. And the little sister over here will be picking on me. I know.
Always.
That's what little sisters do.
That's my job. Our next float is from, in honor of someone's shero, Team Gosson with the next float.
Irene Gosson was the first woman to run a government in Monroe County when she was elected to Penfield Town Supervisor in 1971. During her campaigns for supervisor and then for the county legislature, Irene gave out roughly 15,000 evergreen seedlings to prospective voters, ensuring her legacy as a vociferous and effective environmental leader.
Oh, Irene.
Oh my gosh.
That's awesome.
I'll never look at an evergreen the same way again.
I know.
That's amazing. Our next float, we're super pumped about because we believe in it. We're talking about pay equity. The Pay Equity Coalition wants to bring attention to the gender-based inequity in wages for Black women, Latinas, and all women.
That's right.
I'm worth the whole dollar.
That's right.
And some change.
That's right.
There I was. I took part in that last year. You want to talk about powerful?
I know. It's exciting.
That was such a great event. Also lifting their voice are the Ukrainian National Women's League of America. They're commemorating the 19th Amendment, celebrating Susan B. Anthony's 200th birthday, and supporting the Anthony Museum. Thank you so much, ladies. And they have a chapter right here in Rochester.
That's awesome. Go ladies.
Rochester's a very large Ukrainian population.
Yes, many of my neighbors.
Yes.
They bring me delicious food.
They do. I love it.
I'm always down for a home-cooked meal. Doing a lot of things here.
Yeah, they are. St. Joseph's, right on Eastridge Road in Arundequoit.
That's right.
Beautiful Ukrainian church. That's great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Up next, Women Ties, to promote our mission of encouraging women to spend their money with women entrepreneurs
All right.
and females in business to create a stronger financial circle.
Woohoo!
Woo!
We are here in Susan B. Anthony Square in Rochester, New York. We are women entrepreneurs from Women Ties, and we encourage the buying and selling power of women. Thanks to our foremothers.
Awesome. Love that. And up next, we have Congressman Joe Morelli, who has lent his voice to this cause, and we thank him so much for his support. Thanks, Joe.
Thanks, Joe.
I obviously join everyone else in expressing our disappointment that because of the pandemic, we're not able to get together this year to celebrate the 200th birthday of Susan B. Anthony and the 100th anniversary of the passage of the 19th Amendment. But hope, courage, and change are so important for us, particularly now when we face so many challenges in our country. And it's more important than ever that people get out and exercise the franchise, go out and vote. Thanks so much. God bless you.
Up next, we have Americans United, the Rochester chapter. It's the Americans United for Separation of Church and State. They say they support social justice. common theme. Make sure you get out and vote.
Get out and vote.
Up next, the Sisters of St. Joseph. Andrew and I were educated by the Sisters of St. Joseph growing up. Yes, we were. As Sisters of St. Joseph, they say we are women committed to serving our neighbor. We believe in women's voices, and we're committed to advocacy on behalf of all people. Take it away, sisters.
Eyes open, women who believed in equality.
Ears attentive, listening to the needs of their day.
Spirits alert, ready to stand and fight for what they believed in.
Women who believed in the gospel.
Women who were our foremothers.
Today we honor their legacy, we are registered, and we vote. Vote by mail.
Vote early. Vote on November 3rd.
All right, sisters.
Love those sisters.
I would never cross a sister.
Never.
She tells
Special
me
place
to vote.
in our heart.
That's right. I'm going to head out there and vote.
I still hear them telling me my penmanship is fading over the years. Miss Holland, right?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Woo! It's like I'm back at school.
Yep, that's right. We go now to more powerful voices now from the First Unitarian Church of Rochester. Susan B. Anthony was a member of this church for 50 years.
Photos are incredible.
Amazing.
Look at that. Look at that. Susan B. Anthony went to my church and all I got was the vote. I would say she did A-okay.
That's right. You did okay. Another powerful group in Rochester, Spiritus Christi Church, celebrating Catholic women's God-given gifts of sacramental and pastoral ministry, their ordination to the priesthood and prophetic witness for women's justice.
Women priests.
That's right.
They had their own
Make
parade.
you want to dance?
They had their own parade.
They did.
Look at
I
that.
like it. Have your party wherever you go.
That's right. Have parade, will travel,
That's
Spiritus
right.
Christi.
Again, vote.
Vote, everyone.
Right.
No excuses on November 3rd. No excuses.
I love this.
This is great. Yeah,
They've
beautiful
got
day
the
for their
passion
parade.
inside.
Yeah.
That's right. COVID can't stop it.
Nope.
They can't stop it.
Woo!
Maybe they could come to my home and wake me up
I was
every
going to
morning.
say, could
Wouldn't
that
be
guy
great?
come and perform at our house? Come on.
I'd rather that as my alarm
Who
clock.
needs an alarm clock?
That's right. Team Myers is up next, honoring strong, intelligent women in all of our lives. Our next float, some pretty cool people.
Yeah.
Library folks for the right to vote. They say, because it's a cool thing to do, and everyone should be encouraged to vote.
Giving us
couple
good
of
book
books
ideas.
there.
All right. I like that. I owe some money at the Monroe
I was
County
going to
Public
say,
Library,
are you
though.
allowed to even go get those books?
I don't know. They might not let me in. I owe
But you
some
know
cash.
what books to look for now.
I know what books to look for. I also need to look for my wallet. Libraries look so cool today.
They really do. Come a long way from the Dewey Decimal System.
But I love the card catalog, though.
Right?
Come on.
Card catalog. knowledge, pass it along, right?
That's right. Hey,
there
look at
you go.
Just got some books out for my daughters.
Yeah, you did.
36 books we got.
My goodness, you're going to be busy.
Thank goodness the library is open. We love our library system.
Now we'll have to get a few more from the list.
That's right. Kids, look at that. They've got
books for everybody here.
There you go. They've even got your register by mail information. Yep.
So there you go. Check with your local library. If you haven't been, check it out.
That's right. Oh, I like what you did there. Check it out.
So check it out.
Check it out. Oh.
That's right. From the library. Cool thing to do. Check out those books. Some good reading things. Now, someone else with a powerful message says women can make the difference in any election. Martha Burke.
Hi, I'm Martha Burke. In this most important election year, we all want what's best for ourselves and our families. That's why I wrote Your Voice, Your Vote, the Savvy Woman's Guide to Power, Politics, and the Change We Need. It's about what we have, what we could lose, what we need, and how to ask the right questions to hold candidates accountable. Remember, women can control any election. We're the majority of the population, registered voters, and those who actually show up at the polls. Your voice is your vote. Visit me at marthaburke.org.
Your voice is your vote.
I like that. That's a book I'm adding to my list.
That's right.
Yes,
Thank
indeed.
you, Martha. You know, sisters. Sisters are important.
We love our sisters.
Yes, we do. International Sister Cities of Rochester is our next float. This is an organization that supports and has organized activities around empowering women and remembering Susan B. Anthony.
Bonjour, chers amis de Rochester. C'est avec grand plaisir que la ville de Rennes se joint à vous pour commémorer l'anniversaire de Susan B. Anthony, du 19e amendement et du musée qui figure dans votre ville. Sachez quand même que Susan B. Anthony, comme Frédéric Douglass, figure parmi les noms d'un square d'ici à Rennes. Nous vous souhaitons un bon anniversaire. Au revoir de Rennes.
We've heard from the Myers before. We're hearing from them again. This is a powerful family. Please welcome Mary Myers. They're raging. They're grannies. They're Rochester raging grannies. We've heard from NOW, the National Organization of Women, before. Here's the Loudoun chapter.
Hi there, my name is Barbara Jones, and I'm a grassroots activist from Virginia, and I am so excited to be part of this wonderful virtual parade celebrating women and celebrating getting the right to vote. I just want to give a shout out to all the ordinary yet extraordinary women the past 3 years and 10 months who have worked with what they have and what they've got to get out the vote in the state of Virginia. They've done an extraordinary job. So here's to my champions, the ordinary yet extraordinary women. And you know what that means? Our voice is our power. So let's all vote this year.
Hi, my name is Leslie. I'm with the Loudoun County chapter of the National Organization for Women, and I have always loved that saying, strong women, may we know them, may we be them, and may we praise them. And that is why I vote. I vote for the women I know, I vote for the women that fought for my right to vote, and I vote for my daughters and all the women that come behind me. Your vote is your voice, so use it.
Hi, my name is Bernice. I'm in Northern Virginia. There are many women that have come before us in the fight for the 19th Amendment. Today, I'd like to honor those that fought for the black vote. So today, I'd like to say Fannie Lou Hammer, Mary Church Terrell, Amelia Boynton, and Ida Lee Wells Barnett. I appreciate what you did, and one way I can honor you is to get out and vote. Go vote.
Bird, a member of the Loudoun County chapter of the National Organization for Women, and I'm a Virginia voter. I'm a voter because as a high school teacher, I had to create an entire course just so students could learn about the history of women, about women like Susan B. Anthony, Alice Paul, Ida B. Wells, because as one women's studies student said, men's history is the curriculum, my history is an elective. And I want a world where this is not the case. I want a better, more equal world for our students and for my daughters, Bailey and Harper. It is for them and for the hopeful, positive, more equal future that I vote and will always vote.
Female entrepreneurs getting it done. Rachel Silkowski from Say When Wine is with us now.
Hi, I'm Rachel. I'm the winemaker of Say When, a winery I started with my husband back in 2016. So I'm not only a winemaker, I'm also a business owner. Wine, similar to some other industries, is a male-dominated field, largely because of the physical requirements and the fact that it's agriculture and production-based. But I'm really glad that I didn't let that intimidate me when I started about 10 years ago, and it's so rewarding to pull up in my forklift and prove people wrong, and also have something that at the end of the day I get to create something with my hands that's mine. And I think it goes for every industry. Don't ever let fear or intimidation hold you back. And that brings me to voting. One of the many reasons that voting is so important is, to me, that as a woman, I don't want other people to make my choices, and I want to be in control of my body and my mind and my life and what happens to me. And so that's why it's important to vote so that your voice is heard. And it's also important to follow your path, follow your heart to wherever that takes you, no matter how hard it is along the way. I know you can do it.
I'm going to raise a glass to that. Thank you, Rachel.
Thank you, Rachel.
Half the Olympic team will be women this quad. You know, there weren't any women on the Olympic team when I was growing up. There'd be certain clubs that the only women's bathroom was by the formal dining room where there was a dress code. So while the guys would go off and change in the nice locker room, you know, the girls, we'd all change at our car. You know, there were match races where the competitors' meeting would be in the men's only area of the club, you know, so I'd just barge on in there. The key isn't the barriers, but how you, you know, how you use those barriers, not to deter you, but as a way to kind of further your resolve to push through them.
Yes.
It's not the barrier, but how you push through.
She
Sailing
said,
on through.
She said, barge on through.
That's right.
I like that. I like that,
that.
and that whole, like, the imagery.
Yes, yeah.
Barging on through.
That's
and taking
right.
her place. Good. Wow. JJ Fetter.
As a woman and naturalized citizen of the United States, I thoroughly appreciate and understand the privilege of being able to vote at every election year. More than ever, in 2020, we need to have our voices heard. As women and immigrants and American-born citizens, you have the right, so please do so.
All right, the sky's the limit, we sometimes say, but here's someone who really gets that. Mimi Ung led the team in the NASA Space Propulsion Laboratory that invented the Mars helicopter. It's on its way right now to Mars. Here's Mimi.
My name is Mimi Ung. I work for NASA JPL as the project manager for Mars Helicopter Ingenuity, the first experimental rotorcraft for another world. Today, we celebrate hope, courage, and change. We celebrate those who have paved the way before us, and those who advise and encourage us as we push forward, and those who will take what we achieve to the next level. As a young girl, I could never have imagined the opportunities I've had to date. I credit my mother, who was a role model, pioneering first in her own way, and who was a rock in my life. I believe in critical thinking and very hard work for making first-of-its-kind missions and projects become a reality. And also, it is my hope that the next generation out there watching this parade and seeing the many people working hard to make many, many firsts happen, that the next generation also truly believe that they too can make amazing things happen. In today's world, the sky is not the limit.
I love that.
Awesome, Mimi.
Woo,
Yes.
all right, Mimi.
Woo.
Yes. The sky is not the limit.
That's right.
Oh my gosh! Susan! Oh my gosh! It's so lovely.
Oh, can we make room for you to come out here?
Oh my
Look at you,
goodness.
lovely.
I was about to go downtown and yell at people to vote.
Oh my goodness! Well, I think
you should.
I think you will have an audience of folks who will certainly listen to you, Susan. Susan, you look amazing.
You do.
Well, you know, it's the cold at Mount Hope. It keeps you preserved.
Oh my goodness! Wow,
Mr.
Susan.
Douglas and I have conversations all the time.
Goodness. And what do you think of today, Susan? You must be so enthralled by seeing the folks out there every night and making their voices heard.
Absolutely. I wish I had protests to do in that form in my day.
Yeah.
You know, we had our protests, but they tended to be singular.
Yeah.
or,
Yes.
You know.
Right. But here you're joined by some.
It's great to see you.
Thank you so much, Susan.
What a
Oh my goodness. Total fangirl.
I know.
Susan,
This is
fangirl
so
is like when
Susan.
someone is like totally like, oh my gosh, it's Susan B.
Right?
Anthony.
So, Susan, show up, be the boss, and surprise us.
Yes, and this is my option to do as the wonderful Queen Victoria did.
Oh, yes. Wave to all those going by.
Yes.
Love it. Thank you so much, Susan.
Thank you, Susan.
Well, I'm thrilled, and I suppose I should let you get on with your with your business here.
How best to celebrate them with Susan
That's
herself.
right. What an honor.
The Suffragist City Parade. That's a wrap, folks. Until next year, Susan and I and Andrea say goodbye.
Failure is impossible.
Get out and vote.
That's right.
Get out and vote.
The Suffragist City Parade is a project of the National Susan B. Anthony Museum and House. We hope you'll come visit us at 17 Madison Street in Rochester, New York, to learn more about Susan B. Anthony and her life and work. You can also visit us online at susanb.org or follow us on social media to keep up on special events, projects, and special offerings of the museum. The Anthony Museum is grateful for our sponsors, volunteers, and members who make it possible for us to bring programs like this to you.